It's kind of early. It's like 9 in the morning, which is very, very early for me. So this is a necessity. So who else recently has felt really uninspired to do stuff? Like creativity-wise, anything at all. You have all these amazing ideas, but either you can't do them because you can't travel, you have no motivation to actually do the ideas, or they just cost too much. I have all three of those at the moment. All the projects I want to do require travel and seeing other people, and obviously we can't do that at the moment. So what I decided to do is, there's this whole saying in art and everything saying like, it's okay to steal from other artists. Not as in genuinely steal their work and make money off of it, but taking their inspiration and actually just copying their work. Because it is a great way to just practice your skills. You can look at a piece of artwork and go, okay, what do they do to make this? So I decided to do this. I decided to copy TheBrightestHour. He is an amazing photographer, and he tends to work in sort of surrealist, very heavily edited composite sort of photography. When I saw his work about 2 or 3 years ago, his work mainly consisted of like, the only way I can describe it is like fashion photography, but cool. Like very surrealist, very like still frame, half in the air, floating, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, I want to try and recreate that sort of thing, because I'm not very good at composites. I do know Photoshop, but I can never get the composites looking that clean. So I just attempted that. Yesterday I went out to shoot, and I didn't get much footage from it because I was on my own, and I was on a bit of a time crunch. So here is whatever footage I got from yesterday. Hello. So, yes, this looks a bit different because I'm on my phone. I'm currently at the location I was scouting a few weeks ago, and I'm just taking the photos of shoes. A little bit of a product shot. Nice overcast day, so it means the lighting is essentially just a giant softbox. I think these photos are going to look really, really good. I've been shooting for about 10 minutes now, and like some of the photos I've got I'm actually very happy with at the moment. I'll just shoot some more, and then I'll probably just finish this in the studio, because I haven't got long here before I guarantee security come again, because they've already been up here once. Oops. This would be so much easier if someone was here to help me, because the camera's here, and then the bottle where I'll be standing is all the way there, and I have to put this on a self-timer and run between them. Otherwise I'm going to take about 1 million photos of me running and walking between them. It's exhausting. So as you can see, the conditions for yesterday were pretty damn good, because the weather was sort of that rainy, sort of misty, overcast day. So it was pretty much just a perfect light box for me to shoot in. I think the photos came out pretty well for what I got working on my own with a tripod and a self-timer. This thing, it's a newer self-timer. I set it to shoot for 2 seconds on just constant shooting mode, and then 8 seconds for it to buffer, and then repeat the cycle. So I could just stand there, jump, capture it for 2 seconds, which was absolutely plenty. I've got so many photos of me just landing. Also, little tip, this is probably me just being an idiot, but stretch and warm up, because you're jumping maybe 100 times in the space of an hour and a half, and my legs are feeling it today. All those just impacts back on the floor. It's not fun. Just warm up. You'll thank yourself. Don't do what I do. I'm an idiot. So now we have the photos, let's actually just edit them. So we bring these photos onto the desktop. So as you can see, I shot about 1,500 photos yesterday. So we go to Library, Import, and drag those photos in, and we let it just load for 20 minutes more than likely. Just gonna... It's good coffee. A company called Tailors of Harrogate. They're very good. I haven't had them that often before. You can buy it in any superstore. It's very good. There we go. We are now in Lightroom. As you can see, there are a lot of photos here. So what I'm doing just straight off the bat is deleting the ones which I know are just me pissing about. So my sort of selection process goes, I don't really star them 1, 2, 3, or 4. I always just use 5. I skim through it. If I like it, hit 5. Just keep going through all of them. I'll whittle down this 1,500 set of photos to maybe 50 or so. Hit the 5 key on any one that I like. Just cycle through them. 5. 5 again. And then I'm just going to do that across all of them. I won't make you watch all of this, don't worry. So now what I'm going to do, just to try and speed up my computer a little bit because it is struggling at the moment for some reason and there's a lot of photos. So if you head down to the little filter section at the bottom, click on that drop down menu, hit unrated, and that will bring up all of the photos that are unrated. So the one which you didn't press 5 on. And all I'm going to do is, because they're just rubbish shots, just delete them off Lightroom. Just get them out there, try and speed the computer up a little bit because it will struggle otherwise. And there we go. Now once that's done, if you head to that little unrated drop down and hit rated, and obviously it'll automatically do it because you've only got 5 stars. If you just hit 5 stars there just in case you did make a mistake. And then if you scroll across, that's all the photos that you chose that you thought were good. And now I'm just going to do the same process again. It's just whittle through them again. And all I'm going to do is hit 4 stars for the ones I'm a bit like, it's alright, I don't really enjoy it. And then leave the ones which you think are very nice. And then once that's done, you've whittled it down to your sort of top shots that you're going to be like, okay, these are the ones I'm going to edit, and then whittle down further to the top sort of 5 or 6. So now we actually start onto the editing process, and my sort of editing style that I want to follow is very just sharp, clean. So my focus on this shoot was the shoes. So they're really nice, bright green Vans. I love Vans. Hi Vans, if you ever watch this. They're very attention grabbing. They're very much center frame in every shot. And then they actually contrast quite well with the hat that I'm wearing, which is this one as well, because obviously teal and orange, teal and yellow, they sort of look very, very good together, which I didn't think of. And apparently I just wore the right outfit that day. Love it. So my main style of editing with this sort of shoot, I want to just make it very clear, sort of bring that clarity up, make sure it's very bright, but still contrasty, so you can see all the detail in the clothes and the shoes and everything. Just bump that exposure up a little bit. Highlights bring them down because you don't want it to be too blown out. As I pull the blacks up, you can actually see the rain on my trousers, which is kind of distracting, but it looks kind of cool at the same time. I think I'm also going to pull the clarity up just a little bit, just to bring out that contrast, just a little bit. Texture, I'm going to bump quite a lot because I want to bring that detail into the, like my denim jacket there looks so much crispier now. Now, if you press this little backslash here, I don't know if you can see that very well. If you press backslash, it'll allow you to toggle between the original and the edited version, allowing you to see either if you completely ruined the photo or it looks just fine. And I think this looks quite nice. I'm just going to mess with the tone curves a little bit. Just play around with them because I want to mute it out a little bit. Again, to bring more attention to the shoes. So what I'm going to do next is, again, to bring more attention to the shoes, is use a radial filter and just circle those shoes. I tried it with both shoes at the same time, but I think it blew out the background a little bit with the editing which I'm doing for it. So what I did was actually make a radial filter for each individual each foot, and that allowed me to just increase the exposure a little bit just to brighten them out. I think I'll bump the clarity a little bit too. Probably bump the saturation a little bit just to bring out the color of those shoes because I do want them to pop against the background. And there we go. If we just press backslash a few times, you can see, look at that. Dark and horrible. Nice, bright, clean, crispy edit. I'm actually quite happy with that. That looks quite good. And all I'm going to do is, because I quite like this edit and how it looks, and all the photos that I'm going to be taking from this are going to be roughly the same. So all I'm going to do is select the image that has the edit on. I'm going to shift, click on the image that I want to move the edit to, and press sync down in the bottom corner here. And that is that. It does save you a lot of time, and just adjust that a little bit because obviously it will be a bit more overexposed because light changes sometimes outside, obviously. And now I think I'm going to run through and just edit all of these very quickly, and I'll show you the end results when I've finished. So as I was looking at these photos a couple minutes ago, I saw that they're very, very grey. And as good as it looks with the grey weather and the rain and everything, I thought it looked better with a slight blue tint, make it feel a bit colder. So I've just gone across all of the edits with a slight blue tint. And I think it did work a bit better because it also matches the shoes because obviously they're a blue-green colour. It sort of pulls it all together a little bit, makes the hat pop a lot more, the shoes pop a lot more. Overall, I think it does just improve the image a little bit. It's just those little details that can sometimes make or break your photo. Just try it, and if you don't like it, Command Z. Gone. Forever. Never to be seen again. No one will ever know. Finished all the editing now, and just a word of advice, is always, before you do any cropping for like Instagram, anything like that, export a full-size version of your image, uncropped, just as a TIFF file or whatever file you want, just as long as you have that full-sized uncropped image, that in case, like so many times in the past, I've taken photos, I've cropped it looks amazing, posted it on Instagram, cool. A couple days later someone goes, oh, can I have that photo? Like print it out or something. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, this is the proportions of my frame. I've realized I've deleted the uncropped master file for it, and I've had to re-edit it or something, and it's not worth the headache. So just before you crop anything, export the full-size uncropped image and then crop. So we're just going to done that, and then we can crop it to the 4x5 for the gram, and it'll look great. And there we go. I think that looks good. And here are the finished results. So I'm quite happy with how these turned out, actually. Bear in mind, I've never really done much surreal stuff before, nor have I done many self-portraits. I've done a handful. I'm quite happy with how they turned out. Like for a product style shoot, I'm very happy with it because I'm not a model. And the fact I was doing this on my own with a tripod, I'm quite impressed. These could have turned out a lot worse. But the thing that stole the show, I'll be very honest, was those landing photos of me when I'm just falling down and it's just about to stop shooting, but it's just as my foot hits the floor. Just have a look. They are absolute art. Probably like them more than I'd say the actual photos that I took. Maybe I'll post those on Instagram. Who knows? It's 2021. Anything could look good on Instagram. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I've done my own little twist of things. Now I've sort of learned this skill, and I can use that on other shoots potentially in the future. And I think that's cool. Like, that's something I've not done before, and now I have. I'm rambling now. So that's going to do it for this video, I think. I hope you enjoyed this new style. I've got the new little sort of temporary studio setup. Let me know what you think of it. It's a bit different than what I'm used to, but I would like to do more of these sort of tutorial style things, because I enjoy them. I enjoy making stuff. And if you like to, just let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, if you would like to. And I will see you in the next video.